Hi, David Odell here with Odell Complete Concrete. Right here, we're trying to solve a drainage problem. We have a slab in the backyard that's higher than the garage floor, and it's sloped towards the building, so the water goes into the garage, basically. And occasionally it fills up that lower patio, and then it tries to come through the other door. So what we're going to do is my idea is to just cut a channel through here and then put a channel drain all the way across and let the water come out the end. On that far end there that you seen me initially right over there, if we can get the water there, it runs to the front yard. Once we started cutting this, we realized that this concrete was really hard and it was really deep, and it had a lot of rebar in it. Because we started probing it, I started drilling. I took the roto hammer, started probing the slab depth to see what was going on with it, and we came to the conclusion it was about 18 inches deep, and it had a double mat of rebar in it. So we had to come up with an alternative plan to solve this drainage issue. And my first thought was just putting a lot of cuts in it like this, so it slowed the water down and it would trickle through the cuts and out the ends. But then I started making some phone calls to DeWalt and some other companies, but DeWalt ended up coming through for me on this one, and they happen to have a tool that cuts channels, a 1-inch channel simultaneously, dual bladed, and it's a cordless unit. So we got one of those, and that'll be coming up here shortly. But here's when we started probing. I just started drilling here and there, and what this ended up being was a massive foundation for a structure at one point. Maybe a water tower or something, I don't know. But it's old. It's like in the 50s or something. So we're back on the job site about 3 weeks later, maybe actually a little bit longer. But we decided to do this a little differently on this job site. We're going to cut a channel in because this concrete is so thick. It's about 16, 18 inches thick. It's got a double mat of rebar in it. Why disturb it when, you know, we found another alternative to solve a drainage problem here. And we got this unit here. Right now it's only distributed in Europe, but it will be coming to the States real soon. So here's what we got. Here's the kit. What this does right here, take a look at these two blades here. It cuts a channel basically 1 inch wide. Makes two cuts 1 inch wide at whatever depth you want, and this happens to be in millimeters, as you can see here. So this is your adjustment. This is spring loaded, so when you press here, this pops up to whatever depth you set. And it's also running on wheels, so when you're down on the ground, it's designed to pull backwards with the cut. We're going to hook it up to the vacuum, the new DeWalt vacuum here, portable unit. See, we've got the vacuum this is all battery operated too. Everything's 60 volt system here. And we've got dual HEPA filters on this vacuum, a fleece bag inside. Here's the batteries. This is what you get in the kit. Here's a couple of the batteries. You get 2 of these. We got 4 blades here. Shows you the installation of it. We got your charger. Now here's the crucial point here. When you do the dual cut at 1 inch wide, this chisel comes with the kit. It's the same width as those 2 blades. If you take a look here, then what you can do, you take your chisel after you make your cut, and you just pop it out. Now you have a trough, and we're going to use that trough in this case to divert water, because right now this slab that we're on drains towards the garage. The garage floor is lower, so this way the water runoff will hit this trough, kind of similar to a moat, and then it'll exit at that end. From that point we have drainage out to the front. We don't want to continue the cut here because we don't want water on this low area. So the moat will start about a foot in and go all the way down. Alright, let's get down to it then. So another thing, after working with this tool a little bit, I decided this would be great for, like, if you're going to retrofit an existing block wall building, or just a block wall where you got to conceal maybe some wiring or cable. You can make it, since you're pulling down, you're pulling backwards, you could start at the top of a wall and just drag it down, and then you have a nice channel to conceal some stuff in if you want to retrofit an older building or a block wall, or even stucco. But it cuts surprisingly easy. So it turned out that chisel wasn't the same width as the blade, so we couldn't get in there. I mean, that would have been ideal if it was the same size. It would have made it a lot easier to chip it out if you could run lengthwise with the chisel, but it was a little oversized. So we just had to run it sideways and just clean it up as best we could at the bottom. Because what we're going to do on this is I'm going to put a self-leveling cement mix. Alright, we just got done cutting with the DCG 200 from DeWalt, and this thing worked better than expected, to tell you the truth. I thought it was going to be a struggle just like the last time I attempted to cut this job, but this tool made it a lot easier. What I found that this can do is, we went 20 millimeters, which is about 1 inch. We did about 25 feet with one battery, and then I switched batteries out. So 25 feet, 1 inch deep is what you're gonna get pretty much. And we cut through this whole thing in 30 minutes. And then on the vacuum, the DeWalt vacuum over there, it's still on its first battery. It ran the whole time. Let's take a look, see how much dust it picked up on this cut, which is about 30 feet. First, let's check the battery life, see what we got left in her. Okay, we still got 2 bars, so this is still really good to go. Now, let's open it up, check out the fleece bag, see how much stuff we picked up here. Okay. Oh yeah, it's heavy. Okay. It's filled to about here. So this did its job. And you know, this is actually the 3rd time I filled this bag. I've already dumped it 2 times, and I'm gonna dump it again. I'm gonna reuse this bag. Oh, I did a little research on Google, and come to find out 20 millimeters isn't really an inch. It's more in the area of 3/4, 7/8 inch. Now after we clean this trench out, just to clean up the bottom and make it free flowing so it doesn't snag a bunch of debris and dirt on a rainfall, I'm going to pour in some self-leveling concrete mix. That's going to be right along the bottom of this trench. It's going to go in real thin, so we're not going to lose a lot of depth in there. Also, let's see what happened. Oh yeah, when we were chiseling through here, we chipped, spalled a little bit of the edges of the concrete. So now I'm just going to run a grinder to kind of give it a little 45, dropping into that trench to smooth it out a little bit. Take care of the sharp edges, in other words. Alright, we're getting ready to mix up the self-leveling for the base of our channel. This stuff is good all the way up to 5 inches thick. If you integrate some gravel into it, you can frame on this thing within 3 to 12 hours or start your flooring. But this is good interior or exterior, so that's what we're going with since we're exterior. Alright, let's do it. So depending on how much water you need to divert and how fast the slope is down towards wherever you're trying to divert the water from, you can put multiple channels in and then really catch any overflow. If one channel doesn't handle everything, you just throw another one in there, 2 or 3 more, whatever it takes. Now if you really want to get really tricky with it, you could start, let's say we started at 3/4 deep at one side at the high end. We could start dropping that channel down deeper as we go along to really get it to flow. In this particular case, the water will seek its own level and fall out the low end because we have a level channel here. And that self-leveling product worked out really nice. We didn't really even have to touch it. We just poured it in there. It seeked its own level at about 1/4 inch deep and smooth. So that's where we're hoping that the water drains out, right here on this end. Not a very good funnel I designed there. Would have been better to have like a metal coffee can and just crimp it a little, something a little more solid. But it turned out nice, and from what I understand, we've had a couple rainfalls since we put it in. I didn't get a call back, so I'm assuming it's working like a charm. By the way, we do have the winner for the boots, and Google Randomizer picked Ricky Ruzinski. Ricky Ruzinski's the winner for the Keen boots. Congratulations. Anyway, thank you for watching and have a good day.